Good evening and welcome to the final night of the Speedweek recap show for the 2012 600 Speedweek. The championship would come down to the Trailways Speedway. Shane Lewis holding a mere advantage over Mike Dicely with Brock Zerafos still in the chase. At 10:15, the champion was to be decided as the feature event was ready to take the green flag behind the $10,000 man, Ryan Greth, who had again earned the most passing points of any driver throughout the night. The green flag would fly, and Greth would lead Zerafos into turn 1. Shane Lewis would be 5th. Mike Dicely would be 13th after lap number 1 was into the books. The first yellow would come early, with Greth leading Zerafos, Brookins, Walton, and Shane Lewis. On the restart, Ryan Greth would get away. Lewis would move into 4th. Dicely was stuck mid-pack with nowhere to go. 10 laps down, and Ryan Greth enjoyed half a straightaway advantage over Brock Zerafos. Shane Lewis had picked his way up to 3rd, with Jimmy Brookins and Walton still rounding out the top 5. Lap traffic would become a factor on lap number 14, half a straightaway advantage still for Ryan Greth, but it would begin to shrink as Zerafos would close the gap. At halfway, Greth led Zerafos, Lewis, Walton, and Brookins. On this night, much like at Micromania, Greth would again cut through lap traffic, giving himself the best opportunity to win the race. Tyler Walton would begin to pressure Shane Lewis with 20 laps down for the 3rd position, giving Zerafos some breathing room. Mike Dicely would break into the top 10. By lap 23, Zerafos had cut Greth's lead down to 10 car lengths, and there were no lap cars between them. Lap 25, Zerafos was pressuring Greth for the race lead before, on lap 27, the 70 car would slow out of the 2nd position. Now Ryan Greth was leading over Shane Lewis by about a straightaway. The yellow flag would fly for the 2nd time on lap number 27. Now it was Greth leading Lewis, Walton, Brookins, and Joe B. Miller into the top 5. The green flag would fly and the top 3 would stay together on the restart, but then the 3rd yellow flag of the event would fly. This time the yellow flag was for the flipped Kevin Steele. Time would be taken to get the 51 car off the speedway as the drivers paced around under yellow. On the restart, Heath Headley would break out of the 9th position, leading Mike Dicely a little closer to the front. Greth had pulled away, about half a straightaway over Shane Lewis as the race started to come to an end. Ryan Greth, much like he did on Sunday at Micromania, would drive to the victory. It was Greth's 2nd Speedweek win of the year. The win was Ryan Greth's 3rd career Speedweek win. The win in the 30-lap main event came over the eventual champion Shane Lewis, Tyler Walton, Jimmy Brookins, and a strong run for Tanner Hunsinger. Rounding out the top 5 were Joe B. Miller, Mike Dicely, Todd Hoover, J.D. Harmon, and Mike Rutherford. Looking at the point standings for the week, it's Shane Lewis, the 2012 Speedweek champion, with his 2nd place finish tonight. He clinched. Lewis finished in the top 5 in every race and took the win at Clinton County. With his runner-up in point standings, Mike Dicely claims his best ever Speedweek finish. 3rd place in Speedweek points goes to Joe B. Miller, the current Power I point leader. Miller's average 7th place finish was enough to gain him the 3rd finishing position, giving him the highest finish in Speedweek points of an outsider since the inaugural season and Stan Yockey. Brock Zerafos, the only non-hyper driver to win a Speedweek race in over 2 years, comes home in 4th in the point standings. He won Saturday at Lanco. Mike Rutherford rounds out the top 5 in the point standings, driving Gary Hunter's number 7H. Tyler Walton used 3 third-place finishes to grab 6th in the point standings. The $10,000 man and Trailways winner Ryan Greth comes home 7th. Charlie Brown of Australia becomes the highest finishing Aussie ever in the point standings, finishing in 8th in the Corn Racing Q1. Richie Hartman gets the RTS into the top 10 by coming home in 9th, and rounding out the top 10 was the Pizza Logs 81 of Tyler Walker. An amazing 108 drivers attempted to take laps in the 2012 600 Speedweek. On behalf of Speedweek organizers, 600scene.com, our videographer Dave Albitz, and myself, Michael Batts, we'd like to congratulate Shane Lewis on the championship and all the drivers that are involved with the Speedweek. It's such a memorable week, making new friends and lasting relationships that we can carry on into the future. If you're not a part of Speedweek, it's something you should definitely think about for 2013. Keep up to date with what's going to happen in the upcoming months through 600scene.com and also through the Speedweek Recap Show. We're glad that you chose us to keep up to date with what was happening in Speedweek, and make sure to look for us next year when Speedweek rolls around.